I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, we jump around a lot.
That happens so much. Hello everyone, welcome to All the Film Things. I'm your host Elizabeth, and today we're talking about the biggest movie right now, Barbie. And I'm here with my friend Dina. This is your All the Film Things debut.
Yeah.
We've been talking about doing an episode, but you're not much of a moviegoer. So when I knew that you went to see this, I was like, okay, we can do an episode.
Dressed up for Barbie too.
You did. Well, you're wearing pink right now.
Obviously, because I wanted to also dress up for this. I like dressing up to see people.
Yes, but you did dress up for Barbie, and as I said, you're not too big of a moviegoer, so you going to see Barbie was kind of a rare occurrence.
Yeah, I don't watch a movie a lot, but when I do watch some.
Was this a film that you had been looking forward to seeing?
Yes, it was. Growing up, I didn't really play with Barbie, but I watched a lot of Barbie movies. So watching the Barbies movie and then a Barbie movie that came out, I'm like, I want to go watch it because of like childhood memories type of thing.
Oh, for the nostalgic purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess the first big question is, what did you think of the film? Was it what you expected it would be?
For being a Barbie movie, I think that they have very high expectations because like Barbie was such a big thing. I think they did pretty well. I think there were a couple movies in the past where it was going to be big, but when you actually watch it, it was actually really bad. I think this was actually one of the better movies. And then I also think I saw a lot of reviews where like Barbie movie make a high bar for other toy companies that want to make a movie on it too. That Barbie made a high bar for it.
Did it meet your expectations? It was so hyped up. This Barbenheimer was a phenomenon that hasn't happened for theaters in a long time.
There were so many ads and products that are out for it or like sponsored by like makeup brands. What other brands had it?
A Progressive commercial.
Oh, yeah, there is a Progressive commercial. They had it on the Barbie set.
Movies used to do that for promotion, but we haven't seen that in a while.
There was a lot of Barbie promotion for this.
There was so much press.
I feel like movies that have a lot of press ends up not being all that good. But this one wasn't that bad. I enjoyed watching it. Would I keep watching it multiple times? Probably not. I think it's a good once or twice type of movie.
Yeah. So do you think it did meet the hype of all the press that it got, all the promotion? Like, you weren't disappointed when you saw it. It was worth the hype.
Yeah, it was worth going and then dressing up for it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be like a musical, which it was a little bit, but not too musical-y. This one's a little music here and there. And then some of the music they even played were pop star type of music. I wrote down that they played,
By the way, Dina wrote so many notes for this.
3.5 pages of notes.
That's still good. I did not expect the notes.
But, the first song they played was Pink by Lizzo. It started out like, wake up in the morning and then say hi to my friends. One of the parts in the song was like watching my friends play chess or something, and then they were showing a scene where her friends were playing chess. So as the song was playing, she was doing the things in the song. I thought that was interesting. But they also played songs throughout the movie that I knew, like Dance the Night Away by Dua Lipa, I think. That was nice. I knew that song. And then there was a couple songs in the movie that I knew.
I really liked the Billie Eilish song. What Was I Made For?
Yeah. And then I looked up all the songs that was in the movie. McKinnon was by Ryan Gosling.
Oh my.
Gosling?
This is another Tom, is it Cruise? Ryan Gosling is one of the biggest actors.
He sounds familiar, but I don't know his face. Is he the guy that played Deadpool?
No, that's Ryan Reynolds.
All these Ryans, man. Same thing with Tom. Tom, Ryan. Too many names. But all the songs were relevant in pop culture a little bit, so I really enjoyed that. It was very interesting to me. The dolls in the very beginning, they were baby dolls.
Yeah.
Why were they porcelain?
That whole scene was a recreation, shot by shot kind of parody of 2001: A Space Odyssey. They were trying to make it their own, but with the Barbie dolls and the baby dolls.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure even during that time, baby dolls should be made out of plastic, like how the Barbie dolls were. So it was just interesting to me that they made porcelain dolls instead of plastic.
Well, I mean, we're talking about little girls in, like, the dinosaur age.
Yeah, that's true.
So, honestly, like, what is really,
But I did like when the first Barbie they showed was in a bikini, the black and white one, was the original, the first Barbie that did come out.
The origin of Barbie, yes.
Yeah. And then I also looked at when Barbie came out, like Barbie the doll. I saw that it was 1959 by Ruth Handler, which I was like, who is this Ruth person? And then later on in the movie, they're like, oh, she's a Korean.
I didn't really expect that twist. I guess I didn't really think about it much. The actress, Rhea Perlman, sometimes I'll see her do interviews, but it was cool to see her in such a role like this because I really haven't seen too much of her in the past several years. Or in general, really.
Know who this Ruth Handler was. I'm like, was Ruth Handler actually in the movie? Let me see when she died. And then she was like, oh, died in 2002. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is the actor.
Ruth Handler was Rhea Perlman's character, the one who kind of helps Barbie get out of Mattel.
I was trying to figure out what Mattel was, and then Mattel was a toy manufacturer company that she made.
Yeah.
Another scene was, how did the FBI found out that the Barbie escaped before Mattel?
When they got arrested?
Oh, yeah, that's
They got arrested twice, right?
Yeah. Arrested the first time for her punching someone, and then arrested the second time for stealing clothes.
I wish those scenes were more extended instead of quick cuts of like, they're in prison, they're getting out, they're getting fingerprinted, and then again cut, they're getting fingerprinted again, and that was it.
The police officer would like sexualize her, and they're like,
yeah,
she looks better with more clothes on, gives more for the imagination and all that.
Even right when she went into reality, the construction guys,
all of them were catcalling her.
And even before that, when they're just rollerblading, all the guys are staring at her, and she's like, I don't like this. This is a different kind of attention.
Yeah, like, I feel self-conscious and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But her look-wise, I feel like it, like, changed throughout the movie. I feel like she had less and less makeup or less filtering on her face. But as she got back into the groove of things, her face kind of looked more like Barbie perked up, perfect type of thing. In the beginning, it was like perfect hair, perfect makeup. And then as like the movie progressed, her makeup got more naturalized.
That's an interesting observation.
In the very beginning, her hair was perfectly blowout curls. And then throughout, it was like kind of like loose, like you deal with it the whole day. It was not as tightly or like a blowout type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then the mom and daughter, when they went to the Barbie, they got all prettied and Barbie up. What I did notice watching it the second time, the Barbie movie, all the kids at the school were only wearing black.
Interesting.
They were either wearing black or gray. I didn't see a single bright color outfit. Even the mom that like, oh, can I ask you for the time? You want my time? She was wearing a polka dotty black and white shirt. Like, everyone was wearing dark color toned shirts. But then when they drove to the Barbie area, the daughter, her hair got curled. The mom hair got like a curl blowout. They started wearing makeup. And then the daughter started wearing a pink jacket. And then she actually wore a pink dress. But like in the real world, she was just wearing black.
When you're talking about the colors, I think that's a very obvious contrast of reality versus Barbie world. Greta Gerwig has talked about how even the white is like the lightest possible pink. Everything is pink. So the contrast of wearing like darker colors in reality. But it's kind of like how you're saying, like when the real people, like America Ferrara's character and her daughter, travel to Barbie land, they're being Barbie-fied almost.
Basically.
That's interesting. I didn't catch that, but yeah, that's like when you're, I mean, with all their traveling and that they do, the airplane, the boats.
I wrote all the order, and they went from car, boat, rocket, bike, camper van, snowmobile, and then rollerblades.
Forgot about the snowmobile.
I wrote Barbie Land, and then I drew an arrow all the way to California.
Wow, okay.
So there were some quotes they said that I'm like, that's foreshadowing. One of the quotes was, thanks to Barbie, all our problems of feminist and equal rights have been saved. Foreshadowing. And then how all the Barbies like, I can't wait for when you get to the real world, everyone's gonna hug you and thank you. And then she's like, where's my thank you? We actually all hate you.
Yeah. It's like a bubble where they are in Barbie land, where they're so cut off and they think that they've done all this empowering of women and they have in their own world. But when they go to reality, it's very different. And it's kind of like when you bring someone back to reality, they've literally been brought back to reality of how they're treated and how it's so opposite. Like Barbie land, it's the women who have more of the power and more control, and the guys are lesser. It's the complete opposite in reality. And we see how Ken falls in love with this because like any attention.
Patriarchy.
Horses.
After patriarchy wasn't about horses, he was not interested.
I couldn't believe that. Like, really? The horses was what made you interested?
Mm-hmm.
But how he fell in love with that idea of patriarchy, like, oh my god, this world is for me. they're seen with such power. Like, people can come up to them, ask me for the time. I want to do this job and this. And he found this so astonishing because it was so different from his reality where he's, if Barbie looks at him, that's when he has a good day. Like, he needs her attention.
Oh, did you hear people were saying that this movie is a man-hating, like, this is only for women, how it's empowering? That wasn't even the main thing. It was mainly about Barbie. That was just like a side thing. It wasn't the main focus, which I think people shouldn't really be mad and upset about. I was on Facebook the other day and this guy was like, Barbie is such a bad movie, like man-hating everything. He wrote like a long-ass paragraph and then someone commented on his post and then he made like a whole essay arguing about that fact. And then turns out he didn't even watch the movie.
Really?
The girl was like, you probably just read Cliff Notes on it and now you're just hating when you didn't even watch it. At least watch it if you're going to complain about it.
There has been a lot of criticism, like anti-man.
Men are stupid and all that.
Let's see. I actually was going to ask you about the criticism, for being anti-man or having a radical message. So, by the time I saw it, because I didn't go see it immediately, like, of Barbenheimer, of this phenomenon, I am a diehard Christopher Nolan fan. I saw Oppenheimer twice before seeing Barbie, so...
That was like a 3-hour movie.
Absolutely. Didn't move once. I'm all in, and I'll go a third time. So, Barbie, I wasn't in a rush to see it. It wasn't something that I was so looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
It was very hyped up, and I was like, okay, well, let's see how the movie's reviews go. And it's kind of like a Rocky situation, like, Rocky loses the fight but wins the night. So, Barbie has crossed $1 billion at the box office. It has a 7.4, 7.5 on IMDb, but Oppenheimer is regarded as a better movie. Extend the 70mm showings, please, so we can get to $1 billion for Christopher Nolan. But they're completely opposite films, and that's how they were kind of marketed. But Oppenheimer's, just personally, I enjoy it way more.
Wait, what did you think about the Barbie movie? You asked about my opinion.
I did. I've never been much of a girly person. Like, even as a kid, everything was pink and sparkly. And
I like blue.
I like blue, too. But, like, I remember having trouble finding clothes that I liked as a kid. Maybe when I was really little, I played with Barbies, watched the Barbie animated movies that you mentioned, but it wasn't something that really, it just wasn't for me, I guess. I do like Margot Robbie. I remember when she became big after The Wolf of Wall Street. It's been really cool to watch her rise to become one of the most famous stars of her generation. I've been a Ryan Gosling fan for over 10 years.
Asian Ken guy? I like him.
Simu Liu.
I liked him.
He's a newer actor.
Another thing I noticed, I don't think I saw a single Asian Barbie.
Really? I mean, we saw an Asian Ken.
Yes. I think I only saw one. I actually, kind of looked for it.
Uh-huh.
I think I saw one Supreme Court that was an Asian. But, they didn't really show an Asian.
They did represent a lot of different types of people.
Really?
And there was even a handicapped Barbie with the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you saw that there wasn't, a prominent Asian Barbie, was that something
I mean,
that
there
should
was
have
an Asian
happened?
Ken, at least.
Yeah, but for a Barbie, do you feel like, I wish they represented a little bit better here?
I don't go to the toy section all that much, but I don't even know if I've seen an Asian, Barbie. But I'm pretty sure they have Asian Barbies.
Probably now. Maybe not when we were kids, which is so weird to say. I don't think I ever had a non-white Barbie. I don't even remember seeing a non-white Barbie.
I think I've seen an African-American Barbie.
Probably.
In the movie, there was African-American Barbies, too.
Oh, yeah.
The president, she was
I
African-American.
love Issa Rae. Her show Insecure was one of the funniest shows I've watched in recent years. I was so happy she was in it, but I felt like she wasn't in it enough. She was heavy on promoting the film, but she didn't get that much screen time. I would have wanted to see more of her.
You know the Barbie that won the Nobel Prize?
I forget exactly which Barbie this was.
She was a light-skinned African-American with curly hair. And then when Ken, he had go to the ambulance, she was also one of the nurses.
Oh,
Does that mean that Barbie have multiple jobs?
I mean, it's very possible.
Oh, I find it interesting that not all the Barbies wore pink.
Yeah.
There were some outfits that weren't pink at all.
Yeah, that's true.
But a lot of pink was in it. I liked how they were I'll beach off with you any day. Let's beach off. I like how they say beach off as in oh, let's fight. It was just a very interesting way to put it.
It's so funny to see Ryan Gosling do this.
Ryan Gosling Ken?
Yes.
The main Ken.
Yes. He's one of the biggest actors of his generation. He's really funny. He has a very deadpan humor. Have you seen any of the interviews any of them did? No? Okay. They're worth seeing because he takes it so seriously.
Another thing was, I feel like each Ken had their own Barbie.
Yes.
So why is the main Ken trying to fight with his Asian Ken and being jealous of this Asian Ken?
Because I think Margot's Barbie was getting attention from this other Ken, and he got jealous.
Her first, starting malfunction was, you ever think about dying?
That was pretty good. It happened so abruptly. The music stopped and everyone stopped dancing.
And then everyone just looked at her.
Margot Robbie, she's an excellent actress. She's established herself as both a movie star and an actress. Her subtle acting, especially in the beginning, when she is that, hi Barbie type, happy and, perky, cut to, do you ever think about dying? The subtle acting on her part was just brilliant. And yes, people are talking about Margot Robbie, but in terms of her acting, that should be focused on more as well.
And then she tried to make up for the silence by just dying to dance.
And everyone's back dancing, music resumes as if nothing happened. That came earlier in the movie than I thought. The switch to Barbie's gonna find more. I thought we'd see a little bit more of the happy Barbie land.
Yeah, it was in the beginning of the film.
Yeah. Would you say that was a fast switch, or do you think pacing was good?
It was a little fast, but I don't think it should have been in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
Since it was a 2-hour movie, I think maybe 30 minutes in should have been good. Okay. I think this one was 15 minutes in.
Yeah, just a little bit. Not too much so where it's the middle of the film, but get us more acquainted with Barbie Land. Because this has been their world their whole lives, right?
Oh,
so.
And then every Barbie in her neighborhood has the same routine. So when she was eating breakfast, everyone else was eating breakfast. The same breakfast.
But nothing in the... yeah.
Expired milk.
Yeah, burnt toast.
Was it toast? I thought it was a waffle.
Oh, yeah, it was a waffle. The idea of it just jumping out of a toaster or whatever it was, you just kind of equate it with toast.
Yeah.
But no, I'm pretty sure it was a waffle. So, you watched the animated Barbie movies as a kid.
Yep. I watched a mermaid one. One of the big ones was, I can't remember what the title was, but basically she switched places with a poor girl. So the poor girl was acting like a princess and the princess was acting like a poor girl.
Princess and the Pauper?
Maybe. I really like that one.
I wish I went through the list of the Barbie animated movies before this, because some of them I would remember. I remember there being 2 Barbie princesses. One was brunette, one was blonde.
That's it.
That's the one?
Yeah.
That's funny. There's so many of them, and we remember the same one.
Once Ken was like, could I sleep over? And she was like, no, it's girls' night. It's always girls' night. I'm where does Ken live?
We don't know where Ken really lives.
And then throughout the movie, they addressed that. They're like, I don't know where Ken lives.
No, we don't know where the Kens live, where they go at night.
And then they're like, is Barbie Land an alternate reality or is it imagination? Yes. They just answered yes. And then they're like, oh, it's like a town in Sweden type of vibe. I liked how it was named Barbie Land, and then when they changed it, it was Kendom.
Kendom, yes.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then her morning routine changed, and then I wrote flat feet.
Oh my gosh.
Then she got cellulite.
That cellulite thing was cellulite. That was funny.
When she said that, oh, you need to go meet Weird Barbie. I mean, everyone gets a Weird Barbie. The older it gets, the more you play with it, it just gets all messed up and then becomes Weird Barbie.
Did you recognize the actress?
No.
Okay, that's Kate McKinnon. And she was on SNL for about 8 years.
Don't know what that is.
Saturday Night Live.
Don't know what that is. You should know this by now. I don't know anything. I don't know any films,
but
movies,
Saturday Night Live has been going on since 1975. You've probably seen sketches online.
Probably not.
There's even, speaking of SNL, quick little tangent. My favorite artist, Britney Spears, she did a sketch in the early 2000s playing Barbie, and Amy Poehler was also another Barbie. That was kind of cool. And just to go back quickly to add on something about the music, I feel like if this was a different era for Britney, we absolutely would have had a Britney song in the film. She kind of was seen as the Barbie, blonde, beautiful,
Both of their hair, the stereotypical Barbie, and then that Ryan guy, their hair was really platinum.
Yeah, well, Ryan Gosling was there was a lot of bleach going on.
It's not even yellow blonde. It was a white blonde.
Yeah.
So that must be really hard to achieve.
Oh yeah, a lot of bleach, she says. But going back to Kate McKinnon for a moment. So she was on SNL for 8 years. Every few years there's a standout. And she was definitely the standout of her time there. She had, oh my god, how did I not even remember this until now? One of the most famous sketches of Kate McKinnon's SNL time, and Ryan, he's hosted it 2 or 3 times. There is this hilarious sketch where there's 3 people who survived being kind of taken in by aliens. And 2 of them had like this beautiful, euphoric, amazing experience. And then Kate McKinnon's character is like, that's not my experience. And they did all these weird things to her. And it's so funny because she does something to Ryan Gosling. And one of them where she gets on top of him and he didn't know. I'll have to send you the video. They had a really funny dynamic. They didn't have any scenes together in Barbie, but Kate McKinnon and Greta Gerwig went to college together. It was really cool to see them collab because it's not something too known. And Kate McKinnon and Margot Robbie did the movie Bombshell together. But Kate McKinnon, she had some of the funniest moments in the film. I mean, she is Weird Barbie. I think it just comes with the name. But she was so good. Before you were mentioning how different reality was to Barbie Land and how the tweens, they're all wearing black. They criticize Barbie. They're like, she set women back. So we kind of get 2 different opinions on Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Is there one side that you lean more towards, like how you view Barbie?
I mean, I like how Barbie was different than the typical baby doll where you have to act like a mother towards it. But the Barbie dolls, you can pretend to be like a grown-up and then do all these jobs or do other stuff around the house. I think it was great as a kid, even though I didn't really play with it, but I just think it should be a good idea. The teen's opinion about it, I think you're thinking too much about it. I wrote it down. She wanted the kids to thank her and hug her for it, but she was hated. They said she was horrible, made women feel bad about themselves, represent everything that's wrong with culture, sexualize unrealistic physical ideas. Like, you're thinking way too much into a toy. It's just a toy where you play with, not something you should like, oh, there's so much bigger meaning behind it. Why would you put that much effort and thought into a doll or a toy?
I don't know if it's like a wide view, but it's certainly in a different viewpoint, the negative viewpoint. I don't know too much about the history of the line setting women back. I would need to research, which I should have done before this. I don't know which perspective I would lean more towards, but it's cool that we do get that kind of different perspective on Barbie. And it's not just pretending like everything's fine and everything she did was helpful and empowering of women. Like, there is that side that brings them back to reality. I mean, the stereotypical Barbie image is, you know, the blonde, thin, and I think that's kind of like the ideal image a lot of women strive for.
Yes.
Which is an unrealistic body image.
Very.
But you see that in films too. The actresses, they're all like very thin and
slim, nice body, hourglass shape, all that.
Yeah. So I do think in that way, I do understand that point of view. Would you want to live in Barbie Land?
Honestly, yeah, because women rule the world over there.
Yeah.
And like, women are in power. Apparently every single Barbie gets their own house. Yeah, I want my own house.
Yeah. Your own vision. You can have a slide that goes right to the pool like Barbie does.
Yeah, a fake pool where I don't even have to get wet.
I would want to be in the real pool. Even the waves in the ocean was like, I understand it's like a toy world.
Bounced off the wave.
Yeah.
And went flying.
Greta Gerwig's vision was absolutely incredible. It was just perfect. It's like these toy sets that you saw and you played with as a kid brought into a bigger scale. This is her 3rd feature film, and she's the first sole female director to have a $1 billion film, which is absolutely amazing. All the houses, the cars, and, you know, is there something that...
I like the car.
If you could choose anything, you would choose the car?
If I were to choose anything, let's see, there was a car, boat, rocket, bike, camper.
Anything in Barbie Land. The house, the clothes.
The clothes were nice. I want to take Ken's truck.
Oh my gosh.
Barbie-fied though.
Yeah, they did turn it pink.
I want that.
Since women can be anything they want in Barbie Land.
I'm surprised they didn't have a real horse in Barbie Land. They had a real horse in real life.
They had the plastic horse, which is the doll equivalent, right? Didn't they have
their plastic horse was a stick with a horse head on it.
Wow, really? Okay.
I mean, they probably had a blow-up horse.
Maybe.
I don't think they had a plastic horse.
Since women can be anything they want in Barbie Land, what would you want to be?
Who would I want to be?
President? Do you want to be stereotypical Barbie? Do you want to be
Supreme Court Barbie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then when they went to the real world and they saw the Miss Universe, like, look at those proud women being Supreme Courts, but they were just like the beauty pageant. I like how Barbie didn't really know anything about the real world. She was like, Why would she be sad when we fixed everything, all the women could be happy and powerful? In the real world, that's not the case. It's mostly male that are more empowered.
So speaking of the men, let's talk about Ken.
Which one?
Stereotypical Ken, Ryan Gosling. Do you feel bad for Ken?
Yeah. He was, like, portrayed as, like, the dumb character, and then she was like, you just have to be Ken. He was like, I don't know how to be Ken. It's always been Barbie and Ken. It's never just Ken.
Did you anticipate his strong admiration for a patriarchy and eventual takeover of Barbie Land?
I thought that was pretty funny. Horses, trucks, cowboys, motorcycles, gym, and then boxing, I think.
Yeah, the boxing gloves, I think, were in there, yeah.
The fur coat. They showed Rocky in a fur coat. So he wanted to be in a fur coat, too.
Oh, yeah, they did show clips of Rocky, yeah. That was an interesting plot turn. I've never had it rain this hard for an episode, so the audio should be very interesting. What did you think of the Ken War?
Bro,
that was
weird. Ken War? I wrote about that.
Okay.
I put no guns. They rather have tennis rackets, volleyball, slap fights, and then they said beach off. They were using lacrosse sticks, fake bow and arrows. I like how the CEO and all the other people came into the world and they're like, oh, I got shot. Do they have real weapons and guns? Nah, this is Barbie Land. They don't have real guns.
You know who Will Ferrell is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been in a lot of movies.
So, the song I'm Just Ken by Ryan Gosling.
Ken.
That song, I'm Just Ken, entered Billboard's Hot 100 recently.
Ain't no way.
Ryan Gosling's debut song.
Ain't no way it got a top 100.
So, well, I was gonna ask, do you actually enjoy the song, or do you find it more
Very
funny
troll.
than good?
Funny than good. To me, it was a funny song. Like, I would probably sing it to mess around with people, but, like, I don't think it's that catchy of a song to want me to keep playing on repeat.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just funny, like, of all people, Ryan Gosling, with his type of humor, it's just so funny that this happened to him. He started out in the Mickey Mouse Club.
Huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean Mickey Mouse Club?
He would do dances and sketches and sing with Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake. He was part of this crazy, talented group. He's talked about in interviews, he thought, I hid that guy away for so long, but I actually needed his help. Just his kind of deadpan humor. The fact that this happened, like, he must just be cracking up. Like, it's so funny. We did talk about the other music. Oh, and the Nicki Minaj song in the credits was good, too.
It was called Barbie something, featuring someone else. I didn't really hear it in the movie, but I think I did hear it at the very end during the end credits. I do like when Barbie was trying to close her eyes and then try to figure out who her owner was, and then she saw the clip, and then she's like, oh, I assume it's the little girl. But it wasn't. It was the mom's memories.
Did you expect that?
No.
Okay, I kind of did.
You did?
Yeah. It was intentionally not showing her face, America Ferrara's face. But let's talk about her speech.
Her speech where, like, Barbie was down?
Yes.
You have to say that you want to be healthy.
Yes.
If you say you want to be skinny, that's not good and all that.
That was great.
She's saying the truth.
She is. It was a perfect speech, and everyone on Twitter's like, this is going to be in textbooks someday. This is important.
Do you think this Barbie movie is going to be in future generations, like in film class?
That's a good question. Possibly. If we're focusing on female films, female directors, then absolutely it would. But in general, I think Greta Gerwig and her films should be mentioned. This is very filmy, what I'm about to say. Greta Gerwig had a lot of inspirations of, like, old Hollywood, old musicals, and one of the inspirations was Wings of Desire, which is one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. It's a German film from 1987. In the very end of Barbie, she's in white, she wants to be human. This is very much clearly inspired by Wings of Desire. And that scene was also very similar to Heaven Can Wait, starring Warren Beatty. So, to combine those two films in that way, I loved it. And then some of the hairstyles, especially for one scene when Barbie goes to meet Weird Barbie, she's wearing blue and she has her hair done a certain way. Very similar to Catherine Deneuve, a French actress from the 60s, 70s. I love that inspiration because they do look similar in that moment. Now, I forgot to send you the link, but I would like you to take the BuzzFeed Barbie character quiz. I'm curious who you'd get.
First, what's a quality you look for in a friend? Kindness, loyalty, sense of adventure, empathy, creative, sense of humor. Sense of humor. Pick a color to paint your dream house. Bubblegum pink, seafoam green, sunset orange, electrified violet. I like blue. Tonight, girls' night, pick a Barbie to co-host your slumber party. Who seems like a good co-host? I'm gonna go with author Barbie. Now pick a movie to watch with all your best friends. Never seen, never seen, never seen,
no.
never seen.
Okay.
I have seen, and I have seen. I like this one. I've seen
To all the boys.
I met before. Choose a song to belt out at karaoke. The only song that I know, Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Choose the inspiration for another iconic toy-themed movie. You picked Webkins, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked Webkins.
I'm a Beanie Baby.
Okay,
I
interesting.
freaking love them. And finally, choose something from Barbie. Let's go with Barbie Blowout Party.
All right, let's see. You got President Barbie.
What'd you get?
Ken.
You got Ken?
I got Ken.
Which one?
Stereotypical Ken.
Wow.
Margot Robbie took this quiz and she got stereotypical Ken too.
Let's see. Your personality matches President Barbie. You're smart, ambitious, logical like President Barbie. You're a natural born leader. And people flock to you because you can trust your judgment. I'm so indecisive. You're out of the box thinking and type A personality, which what makes you thrive. I mean, some of them are kind of accurate. Do I think I'm smart? No. But I am pretty ambitious. I will buy things just to buy them.
Okay.
Logical? No. I think what they're describing isn't me.
Okay.
But based off the thingies, I guess that's me.
Maybe.
I'm President Barbie.
You're President Barbie and I'm Ken. I'm just Ken. So credit to BuzzFeed for that quiz. I loved watching the cast take that quiz.
Did the cast actually get their people?
No, because Margot got stereotypical Ken and she was like appalled. No, I'm not Ken. So funny. So because of the Barbie hype and how successful it's been, there's talk of a Barbie sequel or a Mattel cinematic universe. Is that something you'd like to see in the future?
Normally sequels aren't as good as the original, so I don't know if I would watch a sequel of a Barbie movie.
But a lot of people are criticizing that, like, no, leave the Barbie world alone, let it just be its standalone movie, and let's learn to just make more female-focused films.
If there was a sequel, what would it be? Would it just be Barbie in the real world? I feel like it won't be all that interesting. But the last scene of Barbie in the interview where she went to the gynecologist, I didn't realize it was a gynecologist. I thought she was applying for a job at Mattel.
That's what I thought too. Well, not a job at Mattel. I thought she was going to get like a fashion type job. And then that last line,
oh, I'm here to see my gynecologist. I didn't even register it when I first watched it, but the second time I'm like, oh, now I know why she did it. Because when she first went to the real world, she was like, he doesn't have genitals and I don't have a vagina. So that's probably why she's going there. How would they fix that?
I don't want to think too much about that. That was such a wild last line and then the credits start rolling.
They made the CEO people look so stupid.
Well, that moment where Will Ferrell's character as the Mattel CEO is chasing Barbie, they're literally right in front of me, and then they run away.
That scene, the cubicle scene, reminds me of a video game. You get like bosses running and then you try to like weave your way through and you have to go at a certain time so you don't hit anyone or like try to get caught. All the CEO people remind me of NPCs. They're just game characters where they only are like set to do a certain amount of like tasks. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Have you seen The Matrix?
No.
Okay, well there's a scene early on in The Matrix that reminded me of that cubicle.
It reminds me
scene.
of Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man. I didn't even realize that, but yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to add? Did I miss anything in particular about the Barbie movie that you wanted to mention?
There's just like some things I don't understand. When he was like, oh, email me at the end of the day, and he was like, oh, can I put it in a whisper? He was like, yeah, sure. He whispers to one guy, but both guys hears it. How did the other guy hear when he only whispered it to one guy?
I don't know. That was a little weird, but also like, why the whispering?
Just say it.
Yeah. And also it kind of sounded like, what's that game? Telephone.
Mm-hmm.
Where they could have heard it so wrong, so I was kind of expecting him to get the wrong message.
Mm-hmm.
But he actually got the right message. But are those Mattel guys, are they villains? Like you mentioned, they were dumb, but...
I mean, they're trying to chase Barbie back. That box, I feel like it's a, what are those products that are bad so you return them to the manufacturer?
Recall.
Maybe that. So maybe they're trying to recall her.
Interesting.
which is a bad thing.
Yes.
A thing about the CEO, earlier in the movie, he was like, I got into this business because of little girls and their dreams, but not in a creepy way.
Yeah.
But then at the very end, the mom was like, I have an idea. Can we do ordinary Barbie? And then he was like, that's a terrible idea. But then the other guy was like, that's going to make money. He was like, I love that idea. He just contradicted himself. First, he says that he only is in the business for little girls. And now he's saying that he's in the business to make that money.
Yeah. But that's interesting. Like, they would say that idea and then, like, it's going to make millions. Like, they know the future like that.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of reminds me of Tenet, but that's a whole other complicated comparison I could make.
Then, like, why did the Kens want a long-term, low-maintenance, distant, casual girlfriend?
You wrote the whole thing.
Yes, I did write the whole thing.
Well, that's just how guys treat their girls, especially, like, high school, right? They try and hide you.
No, this distance, low-maintenance thing, no, I'm high maintenance. I like dressing up. Barbie likes dressing up, too. So how are you gonna be low-maintenance? I mean, low-maintenance as in, like, he doesn't want to keep showering you with affection. He just wants you to be the girlfriend, and that's it.
Yeah. But I think it's mentioned that Ken doesn't quite know what that means. He's just saying that. Low mate, like, kind of like a power position, like, oh, you know, I'll have her on the side, you know, I'll do my own thing. It kind of just sounded like,
I'm just Ken. Dun, dun, dun.
In a few years, when Ryan Gosling's going to be asked about this, I'm just Ken. With his humor, it's kind of hard to read, but I wonder what he thinks of this already.
So, like, in the very beginning, Barbie was like, no, tonight's girl night. Girl night is every night. But then later on, when Ken was ruling the kingdom, every night is boys' night. And then when they, like, made up and everything, they're like, not every night needs to be girls' night.
Yeah. More of a balance.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, it should be.
But it's so funny that Ken keeps trying to kiss her, and she's like, no.
And they never kiss in the whole film.
No, they didn't.
That's so funny. And he's like, how about I stay over?
Why would you do that?
We're boyfriend, girlfriend.
No.
And then just like a pause, like, I really have no idea.
No, I don't want that.
They don't seem to understand that. It's like
Can I stay over?
They don't quite know that. It's a little ahead of them in a way.
I like how the discontinued Kens, the sugar daddy Ken, and then the magic Ken. I was like, sugar daddy Ken? No, I have a dog named Sugar, and I'm its daddy.
That was clever.
But
which now,
they were real dolls.
It's so fitting. We haven't mentioned Allan.
Bro, I feel so bad for Allan.
We literally have not talked about Allan. That's literally the whole thing, like, oh.
I'm Ken's friend.
Hi, Allan.
I like how there's only one Allan.
Only one Allan, he was discontinued.
There's so many Kens, but only one Allan.
Only one Allan.
I wrote in here, I was like, I feel so bad for Allan, and then I also wrote, Allan's a badass, because, like, he's literally fighting all these construction workers. No, they're building a wall straight up. They were not building it sideways.
So the women have a complete reversal of their minds, but the Kens still can't quite build something. They don't have that intellect that was switched.
There was 3 signs for the construction workers. The first sign was women at work. The second one was in real life, but I don't remember what the sign said. It said something about, like, dirt and road, and then the Kens sign said Ken's at work. It didn't even say Barbie at work. It just said women at work.
Yeah. This was in Barbie Land?
Yeah.
I think, because we always see that sign in reality, like men at work, you know? So this is kind of like a parallel of that, and this is kind of an opposite world. In Barbie Land, it's women at work, that's the sign. And then in reality, it's men at work.
But it didn't say men at work when they were in the real world. It said, like, dirt, dirty, mud, or something. I don't remember. But, let's see. I like how they describe anxiety. She's like, this weirdo feeling of fear with no specific object. And the lady comes in, that's anxiety. I have that too. I like how they described it and, like, defined it.
So there's a common rule with film, like, you want to show, not tell. I felt like there was a lot of moments like that where it's telling more than showing. Like, when she's first in the real world and she's getting the attention, she says it like, I don't like this different attention. This makes me so, like, we would have gotten that.
Getting catcalled.
Yeah. I think we would have gotten that if it wasn't said. It was clear, like, it was different attention. But yeah, more tell in certain moments.
Remember when Barbie almost got into the box and Barbie was like, oh, can I see the women in power? And then he was like, oh, there were, like, women in the past. We had, like, 2. And, like, my mom's a woman. I'm an uncle to a woman and all that. And then he was like, my friends are Jews. What does Jews have to do with women? I like how he just randomly pulled out a Jew card.
It was so random. It just kind of parallels, gosh, how do I say this? Oh, well, I have a friend that's black. Like, it's kind
So
of...
I'm not racist.
Yeah, so that kind of parallels this with the women. Like, my mother's a woman. It's kind of like that kind of parallel.
You have anything written?
No, I think that's all my notes, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I have more.
Okay, go ahead.
I like how their plans were to distract Ken to get the Barbie to, like, unbrainwash her. There was act helpless so that you can get Ken's attention to distract them. I've never seen The Godfather.
I'm not surprised you haven't seen The Godfather, but that's like every guy's favorite movie. It's, the first one's the one they showed in the film, because they showed Marlon Brando. Love Marlon Brando. They're kind of known as, like, the greatest films of all time. Well, the first two, at least. But they're very male-dominant films, But there are women who do love it. I mean, I enjoyed those films. They're excellent. But I thought the Godfather reference was pretty obvious.
And then the other one was talk about money and act like you don't know anything about money. The other one was like, oh, I'm not attractive. I'm not pretty. And then the Ken was like, take off your glasses. See, you look much prettier. Are you saying that girls in glasses aren't pretty?
That's
like,
what they're suggesting.
Dare they? I guess I have to start wearing contacts all the time now.
Well,
I want to look pretty.
That's unfortunately what the viewpoint, but I've heard some opposite too. Like, I don't know, I guess it just depends on the guy. I mean, of course, it always just depends on different people, but getting to where you're headed with the tricking of the Kens, I feel like you would often see guys like playing guitars for their girl. The girls would just be like watching. You haven't seen that in films lately. It's such an awkward thing just to like sit there.
The Asian Ken was like, can I stare awkwardly into your eyes for 4 minutes and 15 seconds? She was like, yeah, sure. And then he's just like playing the guitar, awkwardly looking in his eyes.
So awkward.
And then pretend to be bad at sports was the other thing. And then they showed so many guys like, oh, let me help you with that. Let me help you with that. And then like all the different types of sports that Kens were like trying to do. And then the only name brand that I saw was Coach. Coach necklace and a Coach purse.
Really?
Yeah. Barbie was holding a Coach purse with a Coach necklace.
Interesting. Okay.
That was the only brand. Like there wasn't Louis Vuitton, there wasn't Gucci, there wasn't like any other ones. It was just Coach.
Besides an overload of Mattel. They're like throwing stuff out the house and then pause frame of the actual dress name and the clothing name as the limited edition.
Yeah.
Mattel was involved in the making of this film. Mattel had a problem with that moment where Barbie sits on the bench with the old woman and says, "You're so beautiful." They wanted that cut, and Greta Gerwig was like, this is what makes the film. If I have to cut this scene, I don't know what I'm making this movie for. So that little scene, which...
Why would they want to cut that scene?
I don't know.
It's not even that bad.
I don't know. It's a great moment.
Are you saying the old lady is not pretty and beautiful? How dare they?
How dare they? Yeah.
I like how the Kens fight, then they break out into song, and then they make up.
Gosh. Yep. Randomly, in a whole other world, when they just start dancing, like, oh my gosh, it was interesting. I mean, this film kind of just recalled a lot of things from old Hollywood musicals and older films that really hasn't been done in a while. The snowmobile, all that stuff, the traveling sequence, those were old Hollywood techniques, how they made that. So a lot of credit to Greta Gerwig there. And she was very open about which films inspired her in this film, so.
Oh, at the very end, the daughter's like, what does Barbie get? What is Barbie's ending? And then Barbie doesn't even know what her ending is.
Yeah.
She was like, I don't think I have an ending. That's when Ruth Handler, she was like, she made her so she doesn't have an ending. And then that's where she's like, oh, I want to be human. The quotes the actor that played Ruth said were very inspirational. She's like, mother stands still so the daughters can look back and see how far they've gone. Being human is something you don't need to ask for or want. It's something that you discover yourself.
Very Wings of Desire.
Very inspirational. They said the creators control toys. I mean, it's a toy. You kind of control them. But in this movie, they're like, nah, you're free. You can do whatever. So, kind of a different way of thinking. Because toys you normally control to play with them. But this movie, they're like, no, the toys control themselves. They can do whatever they want.
It's funny that American Ferrara's character's daughter, she was like, do giant hands come in and just like, like, no. But that's kind of funny because it kind of gives the illusion, like, we don't ever see Barbie driving a car. We don't see her go from the top of her house to the ground. She's just lifted. So it's kind of like an imaginary hand. No one sees these giant... That would have a whole different tone of the film if we see random giant hands picking up Barbies and, you know...
But I really like the jacket, I'm Ken Enough.
Oh, I'm Knuff?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think they are selling some merch. I'm sure Ken stuff... I mean, Halloween this year is going to be so many Barbie and Kens.
I didn't think about that.
Oh, well, your boyfriend has another costume to get this year.
He can be a Ken.
What did he think about the whole message around the film? I mean, you texted me after, you made like a Ken joke towards him, and I thought that was so funny. You said he's Knuff or something, and I was like, oh my god, she's all in with this Barbie movie. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about doing an episode, as I mentioned, for a while now, so I'm so happy it finally happened. Is there anything you would like to plug or end with today? Like a film recommendation, a saying, a quote, anything?
Something I would like to say.
Again, thank you, Dina, for being here. Thank you all for listening. And until next time, bye.
Special thanks to Dina Vo, Lena Smith, Caitlin Fitzpatrick, and Joshua Smith. This episode was recorded on August 15th, 2023.